Welcome everybody back to Chatbox, the only podcast in the world hosted on a dorm room. Today's guest has been a very, very long time coming. He is fresh from South Africa.
Man, the myth, the legend.
Some may call him the JUCO Jesus.
Wait, what?
Just go with it.
The best tennis/pickleball player I know. Ladies and gentlemen, Marno Du Plessis.
Thank you,
Marno. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank
Winston,
you.
Welcome to the dorm. Ironically,
My pleasure.
this is my roommate. This is my podcast co-host. So here we are. I don't know what he did. I'm hoping I can keep it in the video.
It was family-friendly stuff.
I'm sure it was. Anyway, Marno, how's it going, first of all?
Going good. I just had class. It was
Finance, huh?
Yeah, it was like I expected. It was. You didn't miss a minute. But he's actually my favorite professor.
He's your favorite right now?
Big game, yeah. He's just
The
very
robot?
thorough. Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
What's up?
But he's cool. Dr. T.
Shout out Dr. T. All right, first things first. No elephant in the room, but I say that every time. What's up with the you want to give us a little mini recap of why you are not in South Africa right now and why you're at Southeastern?
Okay. I came to the US to play tennis and I got a tennis scholarship, but I played in Kansas first for 2 years. And then from Kansas, I transferred to Southeastern, not for a specific reason, just because I transferred on academics and Southeastern gave me the best academic scholarship. So I came to Southeastern and I really enjoyed it. It's obviously way bigger than the school that I was in Kansas. And now I don't have the pressure of performing for the tennis team anymore. Now I'm just focused on academics and now
Can't complain?
I can't complain. So.
But you still, though you didn't come here on coaching at all? Or
No, I didn't come in as coaching at all. I just came to played 2 years, and I didn't even play my first year. I didn't make the lineup. In tennis, you get 6 people, or the team only plays 6 players, and if you don't make the top 6, you don't play. And the first year I was like number 8 or number 7. I was just outside, so I had to work. And then the second year I made number 6. And
Is
then I
that
played
how does that work? Is it
6.
it's 6 for the doubles and the singles?
No, singles is 6, but out of the top 6, actually, out of the whole team, let's say there's 10 guys on the team.
Yeah.
The top 6 play singles, and then let's say, the guy who's number 9 in singles is really good at doubles, which happens a lot. Like some guys are terrible at singles, but really good at doubles. Then he can play in because there's 3 doubles as well. There's 6 players that play doubles, but 3 teams, because obviously you pair up with somebody. And I played 1 doubles, but 6 singles. So I was pretty good at doubles, not skill-wise, just because I had good chemistry with guys, so I matched with a lot of good guys. So I played with all captain.
So you say you were good at doubles? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not what Nintendo Switch Sports said last night.
I mean,
Wait, you're talking about just wave the controller and it's a ball?
But I couldn't get it away from his freaking net player. Every time he's and then I lift it up. My guy dives. Yeah. And he lifts up, and then he just wham, and I was
Spike it back down.
dang it.
Wait, how was Kansas? How was that?
It was good. It was small. It was a very small town, but the people are amazing out there. Really made good friends. I just came back from visiting them again. I worked for the summer, and then I went to Kansas.
Picked them up.
Awesome.
Just before I came back here, just to go say hi to those people. Those are my second family.
For real?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's awesome.
really good.
And that's why he's a Chiefs fan, right?
Exactly. That's why I'm not a bandwagon fan.
So how close were you to Kansas City?
4 hours.
Okay.
Oh, that's not terrible.
Yeah, that's not bad.
You never went to a Chiefs game, though, huh?
No.
Or did you?
No. We just watched it, and the year I got to Kansas, it was when we lost to the Bengals in the conference final, I think. And then the next year we obviously won it, and then the year after we won it again, and this year we're gonna win it again.
Now it's we. It's we.
Yeah.
I'm a part of it now.
Yeah. What was the college called? Is it
Barton College.
Barton? So I was almost there earlier.
Yeah.
I said Burton, I think.
Is that was the JUCO?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the JUCO out there. Our biggest rivalry was Cowley. So if you're from Cowley, I won't point anything. You can suck it, Gali.
You liking America so far? I mean,
Yeah.
obviously you're living with an American, so you must like it at least some.
Yeah, I've been here. This is going to be my 4th year. I haven't lost the accent yet. And a lot of my friends, because I think it's my first 2 years in Kansas, my roommate was also South African, and he's like, he's South African. His accent is hard to understand. Like, he's got a rough accent, but he is English. Like, I speak Afrikaans. He doesn't. He is like English South African, which is just way, I think, different. And he kind of kept me from changing my words too much. Even when sometimes when I speak to people from America, especially when I'm like playing tennis or something, or over the summer when I was coaching, I would change my words to kind of match your guys' like accent. So instead of saying basket, I would say basket, or like the balls on the grass, I would say grass.
How hard was it to like learn English?
No, we learn it from grade 1. Like it's
okay.
yeah.
But like, I mean, like they don't care about a foreign language here. Like,
oh, not at all.
I mean, we learned Spanish.
Yeah,
like, we learned
French,
French, but like they just their random teachers.
Yeah.
I had an option to take a third language in South Africa. It doesn't matter if you're English speaking or Afrikaans speaking. You either have Afrikaans as your home language in high school and English as your secondary, or vice versa.
That's pretty cool.
And it's like compulsory. It doesn't matter. And then math was obviously. And then you had an option to take a third language like Spanish or French or German.
It would have been sick to be like,
dude, German,
double languages in general.
Yeah,
I would have.
Like
if they took it seriously enough, I would have taken probably French, like a Catholic.
Yeah.
If they took it like seriously to make me like actually know the language, I definitely would have taken French for sure. Like all 4 years.
I like the fact that Afrikaans is kind of not so like widely known as Spanish, because I mean he walks into the room and like the past 2 days in a row I was talking to my parents and it's just like Afrikaans, and I was like, damn, Joe probably doesn't have a word.
I mean, every now and then
any of the words like kind of
we mix English in a
Latin.
lot, especially because I came to America. Me and my sister have a bad habit of like speaking it and then like we would say English words just because like we can't think of the Afrikaans word quick enough, so we just use English.
But it's not like a derivative or something. You know, like how Latin and English,
a lot of the words are very close. So like we like past tense, you guys say like it was. We say that was. Like,
okay.
And you spell it the same. You just pronounce it a little different, the W and whatever. Like when, where. Those type of words are very similar. So you could probably have a good idea, especially when I mix English in. You'd have a good idea of what I'm saying.
That's how I figured
it
out.
It just sounds like an
engine. Going fast,
like
kinda...
yeah.
It was like earlier. I was working on the thumbnail for this video actually, and I'm sitting there clicking, and he's talking to his dad, and he said something. I can't understand any of it. And then all of a sudden, it's just like, oh, if only it was that easy. And I was like, I turned around, and then he just kept going.
Yeah. Mix in a lot of English.
And I was like, oh, okay. And I guess those words are just. I was like, are those words how it is in Afrikaans, or? So what relation do you have to Elon Musk?
None. Elon Musk is. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he cares about South Africa. Maybe he does. I heard that he had a tough childhood, and that he left, and obviously he studied in America. And I don't know if he's gone back since. I don't know if he doesn't speak about it a lot. I don't think he likes talking about it. But so I don't know if he's a true South African. I don't know if there's any patriotism left in him, but there's no connection. I mean, we try to claim him, but I think
try. Are you scared that you're gonna lose your accent?
No, I won't.
You sure?
Yeah.
How does it even happen? Like, how do you even manage?
My sister, she's a nanny in California, and she is losing her accent. Yeah. Like, she's like,
crazy.
She's turning into a valley girl.
I could kind of
tell. My God.
Oh, my word. No. When I met her, I couldn't.
I hit the car.
I mean, but how long is, like...
She's been here, she's been here for a full year, and she's gonna go for a second now, but she's not, like, she loses her accent because she spends time with the family a lot. And kind of the same, like, I change it just for the sake of communication so that you can talk better to somebody.
You gotta, like, actually try that to, like...
You gotta try to change it. I mean, sometimes I have to try to keep it as well.
Yeah.
Like, I can start saying, like, we say car, you guys say car. Like,
wow.
But that is a mental change. Like, I have to think about it if I wanted to pronounce it that way.
I was trying to say, whenever I met your sister, I could kind of tell, like, not that I knew her before, like, knew her accent before, but I could, what?
Yeah, then he was like
Not that I knew her before.
professional. We're professional.
We're professional here. When I met her, I could kind of, like, hear less. It sounded like almost less, like you. Like, your accent's so much stronger than hers, it felt like.
Yeah.
So it was like, I mean, I obviously, I didn't have anything to go off of. I just noticed
Yeah.
that it was a little bit, hers
Yep.
was a
I
little
don't
bit
know.
lighter than yours.
People don't know that if you've never been to South Africa, you wouldn't know that my accent is from South Africa.
Oh, yeah, no.
People always think it's British or Australian, and I've heard New Zealand before, and I was like, whoa,
I don't think it's
you've
anything.
never. But I think it's more. I think it's closer to like a British accent, but it's if you hear a British person speak, you'd know. Okay, this is not British
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
But
I remember the first time I met you. I didn't want to. Yeah, this is the first time I met you. I didn't want to be like, oh yeah, you're from Britain, right, or something, So I was like, where are you from? And you said South Africa. And I'm like, really?
Really?
Really? Are you sure?
Are you sure?
No.
Look at your skin color.
Whoa!
I get that a lot. No, this is like this happens a lot. People are like, "But you're not black," and I was like,
That's like
"What?"
Is there
Like,
any other countries where it's? I mean, or like any other like what are the regions where it's like most of?
I mean, South Africa is not by any means predominantly white. It's just,
Okay, it's just
it's like I think it's like 80% black people, maybe 7 to 10%, I guess, white people, and then the rest is like a mixture of
okay.
Indian,
Well, it was-
Chinese.
Okay, yeah.
never mind. Then I thought it was predominantly. white.
No.
That's what I've always like heard. I guess.
No, it's like
There's no other. Okay, never mind then.
no, it's not at all.
What would you say is like kind of the comparison between living in the United States for the past 4 years and your time in South Africa? Like that you can remember, that you can kind of like remember enjoying.
Like compared it to what? Just
Just like
general?
life in general, just like what, not necessarily what's better, unless you want to answer that, but
I mean, South Africa's the quality of life is harder to if you just have a regular job. The quality of life is not as great as a regular job in the US would be. There's a lot more things you can do here, like buying a car and stuff like that, and just opportunities. But South Africa, I think our culture is second to none. Like I really like.
Awesome.
I really like our culture. I think the guys and even the girls, they're like very. I want to say it's not straight minded, just traditionally minded. Like I don't think South Africa's quite caught on to the like whole new woke stuff and everything that goes through. Like
that's awesome.
yeah, we
that's
still.
nice. Yeah.
I want to say our heads are still screwed on like pretty tight, but
Don't cancel us.
Yeah, we're
yeah.
good. We're good here.
But
That's what's up.
compare America's like the opportunities that are out here, especially financially, is you guys can't compare it. Like the country is phenomenal in that area.
You were saying like normal
economic.
job. Like what does that take
Like
in South
let's
Africa?
say, well, getting a job in South Africa, number one, is not easy. You don't just walk in somewhere and they hire. It's
As long as you have a diploma, you're good.
No,
that's
even-
not how, it doesn't work like
exactly. If you get a diploma, even then you
You're
are
still-
yeah. And there's a lot of like racial stuff too. I mean,
Oh,
I
man.
mean, you depends on who you ask, but there's like BEE, which stands for Black Economic Empowerment, which is this movement that came about with the new parliament that got into power, and they kind of promote to hire more black people.
That.
But now now it's so hard if like for me with my skin color, like to get a job there. It's so
Dang.
tough. Even though if I had higher qualifications, the guy with the right skin color would get the job just because they try and push them out of poverty, I guess. Which I don't. It's not completely fair because my generation didn't have anything to do with back then.
Yeah.
So now I
I
come
don't
over
even
here.
know. I didn't even.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like-
So it's out of my control, and that's why I think my dad was like, if you can get a better opportunity in America, go for it.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah. Is it common? So I guess it is kind of common for people to leave South Africa and come here, or just vice versa,
Yeah.
leave South Africa.
Well,
in general?
yes, America's one of the big ones. I think a lot of families, especially from like 2010 2020, were like just leaving South Africa. It was now. I think I heard it's kind of changing a little bit. A lot of people are going back now.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, it's especially coming out of high school to go study abroad or find work abroad. It's a big thing.
Yeah. Did you have like options for where you could go? Or no?
Yeah, a little
Like,
bit, a little bit. Like I had Kansas. There was two schools in Kansas. I had one in South Carolina. I had one in California, but it was way too expensive. And after Kansas,
Yeah.
I had a big. I almost went to Texas. There was a school in
That
Texas
would have been cool.
that would have. I thought about it really hard, but then prayed about it, and then I landed at Southeastern.
Nice.
So
Do you know the? Do you remember what school it was in South Carolina? Was it Coastal by chance?
no, it wasn't close. I think it was something like. I can't even remember. It was something. US.
Was it like a smaller school?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
a
yeah.
small school as well.
Wait,
Not
so
like-
like you didn't but like America was like your place to go? Like you weren't considering like
No, it was America. I had an
Asia
uncle.
or
Actually,
Europe?
I have an uncle who lives in Florida, and he always came to hunt back in South Africa. But he's South African. He just came here,
Dang.
like 20 years ago, and he started working here and stuff. And then he came to hunt, and one hunting trip, like we all like two groups were together, or a friend. It was like a friend of a friend invited him, and he was in our hunting group. And then him and my dad hit it off really well, and he he kind of invited us to his house, and he was like, "Sure, if you guys want to come watch." And this was right at the time when my dad, like, kind of considered, the idea of me studying in the U.S. So he was
Yeah.
like, like this guy offered to like go to the U.S. and stay at his house, and maybe we should do it.
That's it.
Took a trip to Florida, and I really enjoyed it.
One of the best places to like
I know, and I was hooked. I was like,
off of.
yeah, let's go. I'm gonna go to the U.S.
It's
So.
hot up there though. It's hot down there. It's hot down there though.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
hot.
it's in
It's just as bad as here to argue, but
Yeah, it's as humid, huh? Just as humid.
yeah, I would say so. It's probably a little
Yes.
lower like elevation too. I think it has.
I think
I
so.
think it has lower
But
elevation.
there's everybody speaks Spanish there. Talk about an international
Oh yeah.
community.
Around
Oh
my
my
shirt.
word. That's like South America
Mm-hmm.
in America.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah. I mean, it's whatever. They got a lot of heritage stuff over there. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, and it's a pretty close flight from wherever you
Oh yeah.
from
I
South
mean,
America.
well, we went to. Well, not so.
Dominican
Well,
Republic.
yeah, we went to the Dominican Republic from Miami,
Yeah.
which took like an hour. And there was like nothing, like maybe 2 hours. So that was good. Before we head back to the tennis conversation,
Mm-hmm.
this is our good little transition here. How popular, if at all, is tennis in South Africa? Like, is it like a
Yeah, it's popular. It's hot. It's tough because it's I mean, we always compared it in South Africa. There's like 100 guys who are like pretty good, and if you are in the top 100, like that's your competition. There's 100 guys, but in America, there's
It's-
1,000 guys.
Yeah.
So your competition is way bigger in America. So the top 100 in America is way better than the top 100 in South Africa. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see what you're
So
saying.
it's like there was a good amount of guys, especially in my group. I was always competing for like a top 100, top 50 spot, and the guys were like pretty good, but we don't have international exposure. Like there's tournaments that you
Oh,
play
wow.
that's you get international points like ITFs, and we had like two, maybe three in a year, and then some countries in Africa would have two, but now you have to travel
They got like
mid
scout.
school,
Okay.
go play the tournament, and ITFs are tough because you have to go through qualifying, and if you lose in qualifying, if you lose one round, you're out. Like it's like, and you pay, it's
Mm.
expensive.
They've scouts at those. Like, is that how you get your
Yeah,
points?
you like,
Or you just throw your name out there.
yeah, you kind of. My academy
yeah.
that I trained at, he was the South African Davis Cup coach, like ex-coach. So he had a lot of connections, especially in America, and I think he also played in America, and he graduated here, so he has a lot of like connections here. So we kind of worked through him, and my dad and him like sat down, and he said, "No, like we can help, and he can see if he can get something," and that's like when he started kind of advertising me, and I got something.
Yeah.
So I was like, "That's cool."
Would you say that? Would you say rugby is more popular in South Africa? than
100%.
tennis?
Actually-
Oh my word.
And then y'all won the World Cup
People
last year,
worship,
huh?
yeah, people worship rugby. That's our culture too. It's like, even if you do, I played a little bit of rugby when I was little. Like we call it Baliki rugby. That's like something like it's Baliki means like small, like bull. So like little boy, and it's a bunch of little guys running around, just flinging the ball.
It's like
Exactly. And it's a lot of fun.
Wait, okay.
And every dad makes his son play, and I play too. But as I like got a little older and bigger, I wasn't the biggest. Like I only got bigger like later than the other guys.
Yeah.
So when I played rugby, I played on the wing, which is like the
Yes.
fast
Okay.
the fast guys, kind of like receiver or something.
Yeah.
But then I had to tackle the other wing if they came to me, and all the guys were bigger than me, so I like got hurt every game. And I was playing tennis at the time too, so I kind of had to make a choice. I was like, okay, am I going to play rugby or am I going to play tennis?
Am I gonna put on 100 pounds?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Am I gonna walk home with like an injury every weekend, or am I gonna like enjoy it? And
Dude, they all have tree trunk legs.
yeah, they are huge, and especially in South Africa. Oh my word, we had this rivalry with another school, and these guys were ginormous. High school guys, and there's no way they didn't use steroids. No way.
No
There's
shot.
no
There's
way.
a call out.
There's a guy, Yeche Jansen, that's the school's name. Like, and I was in Halpengård, and like they'll know. Like, it was a big rivalry, and those guys would. There's no way they weren't.
You said the school name, and I could have sworn that you're about to start talking to the camera in Afrikaans and just like cursing them out, just being like, "Hey,
No. I
you sit down."
don't curse them out. Obviously, a lot of respect for them, but they were dirty dogs. They
Oh
were
man, that's how we feel about some people.
Wait, y'all call it football or soccer?
soccer.
Y'all call it soccer?
Yeah, they got it right.
I was making sure.
They got it
Yeah,
right.
we call it. Well, I mean, Afrikaans people call it soccer.
This is
We call it in Afrikaans it's soccer. Just
Yeah.
So it's not football.
no.
Not football. So was that transition from rugby to tennis your reason for playing tennis, or was there another reason? Like,
No, I think I would have chosen tennis anyway, even if I was like big enough to play rugby. My dad played tennis, so he got me into it when I was young, and before I started playing, my cousins, or all of them are older than me, and they also play tennis. So I think the one weekend we needed to go pick up one of my cousins at the tennis academy in South Africa, and then I was watching him play tennis, and I was like 5 or 6, and my dad was like, "You want to go? You want to try this?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" And so I picked it up and never left it.
hard
Yeah.
sport.
But your knees have never been like
No, actually, I've
like
been
a-
pretty blessed and fortunate not to have a lot of injuries. I had a big injury just before I came to America, in my elbow.
like a
Like-
UCL, like a Tommy
like-
John or something.
No, like golfer's elbow. Funny enough,
Oh.
because tennis elbow it's on top and golfer's elbow is below.
Yeah.
And because of the serving, I think I had bad technique. And I was trying to as you serve hard in this like flick motion, kind of like baseball when they like flick like
Oh
that.
yeah,
That muscle was just like
Tommy John.
I built so much inflation up in the bottom, of my elbow. So I couldn't serve a first serve
Ow.
at all. So I just served second serves for like a whole year. And now my second serve's killer.
Yeah,
That's it. But that was the only like big injury I had.
I'm gonna pull out of the tennis real quick because you mentioned golfer's arm, or was it golfer's
Golfer's elbow, yeah.
Yeah. Why are you so damn good at golf?
I heard you were good at golf.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
The first time me and him went to play.
It's tennis. It's all tennis. It's like I went for the first time. I went to go play golf in my senior year of high school with my friends, because my friends always went to go play, and I was like, no, like I didn't have time, and I didn't want to get injured for tennis as well.
Yeah.
And my dad always said, you got to be careful. Like if you once you go play golf, it's a bug that bites.
Oh, yeah, it
is.
You get
Yeah, it
addicted.
is.
And you can play forever too.
Exactly. So
Golf legit.
I was like, no, and my friends went, and I always came back and told stories. I was like, nah, screw this, I'm gonna go with them. So I went with them, and then obviously the first time I was horrible. But I got a few pointers, like how you lock your fingers and like how you stand, and
Mhm.
then as soon as I hit like one good one, like from there on out, I watched. Yeah, exactly. I was like, damn, that was cool.
You hit it, and you go, that was the one.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
I was
the one.
like, this
Like, you're
is sick.
infected.
This is so sick.
You're
Exactly.
infected at that exact moment.
So-
Dropping $1,000 on
I
the
hit-
show.
I went, and from there on out, my friends just gave me some pointers, and I kind of just figured, and it's so similar to tennis with like how you hit a shot in tennis, especially in the hips. Like a lot of people who play golf, like they just go like upper body and they don't use like the bottom
Yeah.
half. They just like as a robot when it comes to here. In tennis, it's so similar. It's weird to explain. Like the mechanic behind a tennis shot and the mechanics behind a golf shot are
Yeah.
so similar.
Yeah.
So for me, it was just like learning. I still can't like divot properly. Like I
Yeah.
divot before the ball a lot still.
I struggle with that too.
It's-
We have the. I mean, you don't. I'm sure you don't play any baseball really. It's not that
Mm-mm.
good, but me and him have the baseball type deal.
That's what I was about to say. Like, man, you probably haven't played baseball, but like baseball messes up your golf swing.
Yeah.
Oh, it does?
We
Yeah,
played a
because you
lot
come
of-
over.
You have the really
Yeah.
good hand-eye
I know
coordination, but you're
baseball
like,
messes up
Yeah.
every kid that I coached this summer that plays baseball. I wanted to shoot because
Yeah.
like tennis, tennis is like a stroke, and then they want to like as soon as you get a baseball kid, he just wants to like, bam! Like the point is to get it in on the other side. It's not distance; it's control. Man,
It's
just
pretty
wants to
fucking
rip
dumb,
it.
but,
yeah, it is. I mean, yeah. Whenever we were in the,
just get as far as
we had
you
a
can.
couple like I don't know if we had some videos we filmed or something, but we were messing around at a tennis court one time. And
Yeah.
we had a tennis racket and a ball. We're just like,
Yeah, exactly.
Fly.
Every kid that plays baseball. We have cricket, which is
yeah.
like I mean I also played a lot of cricket. I didn't have any technique, but my hand-eye coordination was good because of tennis. So like in cricket, usually let's say you have a lineup of 9 guys, so the top 5 guys would be like people who are good like at at batting,
Yeah.
and then the lower it's like you always try and split it like 5 batsmen, 4 pitchers, like bowlers or whatever. So the lower in the ranking that you get, the worst you are in batting. So you want your good guys at the top, and then as they go out, it gets easier for the other team to like get them out. But I was like, the coach put me in at like number 7, number 8, like low. But I didn't like, and that's just because like as soon as they start getting our good guys out, they think that like they won and they relax, and then I come in and I just like the same baseball style, just trying to get everything out of the park, and I got like 20 runs, 25 runs, and then they would catch me out or something because I always went air ball.
Wait, so they have fielders?
Yeah.
I keep
Have you ever played
like,
the,
looks.
Have you ever played the Google game, like the Google?
Yeah.
The Google. That's my only experience with cricket ever.
Yeah.
But like, it's like you hit it a certain distance, and what is it? A point every time you run back and forth.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you can either obviously it's like there's a boundary, and if you hit it outside the boundary without it bouncing, it's 6 runs automatic. You don't have to run. Or if you hit it and it touches the ground and it hits the boundary, then it's 4 runs. You don't have to run. But if you hit it a certain distance and it doesn't make it to the boundary, and somebody like fields it or whatever, then it goes on like how many times you swap.
Is it like
Yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4? Or is it
Yeah,
one?
there's 2 people, so you like 1. Every time you swap 3.
Oh right.
But it's really rare to see people get 3 runs. It's mostly 2 if they hit it like to the outskirts of the boundary, and 1 if it's like medium.
Did you So you said you played cricket, played rugby, obviously played tennis.
Yeah.
Was there any other sports at that time, or just in general? Like I'm just curious.
I played
Gotta be something else exciting, bro.
No, I played a little
played
bit of
golf? I
field
know you
hockey.
did.
I played a little bit of
That
field
explains
hockey, but I
That
was
explains
very little when I played field hockey. Very, very
No, that
little.
explains it. That's why he's good at golf. That's
Mm.
the only reason.
Happy Gilmore?
Yeah, well, not ice hockey, but field hockey is kind of similar.
It's kind of
little bit,
It's like a.
not a lot. I thought I was gonna be a track athlete because my mom ran track.
Oh yeah,
wow.
really?
Yeah, she did a lot of track, and she did 400 and stuff. But neither me nor my sister picked it
You
up.
could have been like Duplantis.
Yeah,
You could have been
one
Duplantis.
record.
What are you doing here? Why are you here on this podcast? Come on.
Yeah, I should be breaking world records at the Olympics.
So you said, oh god, I lost my spot. There was a question I was gonna ask you. Shoot,
Make some up.
I gotta make something up now. Tennis is still your favorite, huh?
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, tennis. I mean, very unpopular opinion probably, but tennis is the superior sport.
Like, in terms of what, like difficulty?
I think so. Because
Oh, it's hard for sure.
I mean, tennis players have a much easier time to transition into any other sport
Yeah.
because of like all the mechanics and just it's so.
What do you know?
What do you know? That's why he's good at golf. That's why he throws a perfect spiral with a football for no reason. It's just like
It's the serve, like we
It's just-
serve, so you use your arm, you use everything in tennis.
it doesn't. It's weird because like I see it from the outside. It looks like it's gonna be a bad throw. He throws it and it's
It's not.
It's like better than anything I've ever thrown. And I'm like, okay, well I guess I'm just not the athletic freak that I thought I was.
Seems a good quarterback.
I know. I invited him to play flag football.
Yeah, but you guys play BR.
Yeah, we do play
so
BR.
far.
If we played,
Oh, yeah, that is.
if we played up here, it would be a little easier. But we don't.
Just bring him over so he doesn't have to waste gas.
That's what I said.
Or we'll bus you over or something. That'll be fun, though.
I have a car. I can drive.
Well, that's true.
I'll
He has
say
a
the
car
drive
now.
was that big of a deal.
I mean, it's not a huge deal. For you not to play, basically. You're always invited, as you know. But scheduling's
I'll
always
come be a
pain.
quarterback. Maybe on Friday night when we go to
I'm down.
Mike before we go play.
Before bikes.
No, Blue 52.
Scrim game.
Guy.
Wait, are you fast?
Nah, I'm decent. I'm like,
No idea. I've never seen him run.
Probably shifty if you play tennis.
if tennis like
Short
causes short sprints, very quick short
Yeah,
sprints,
it's like-
and I need to be able to change direction pretty
It's like
quick.
Trey. Like, I feel like guarding him would be like guarding Trey. Like, cause Trey's fast, but I mean more like his cuts. I don't know if you probably don't
He
think
plays
that Trey
soccer,
is.
but
Trey, it was one of the it was on the championship team for my flag football league last year. That dude cuts like this. Like, I kid you not. It's like this, and then you blink, and he's going this way.
yeah,
And
he's
it's
he's played soccer his whole life, so his like legs are like bowed.
Yeah,
It's
so it's like,
uncomfortable. Like I don't like watching it.
and I don't think he's not even like running at full speed or
Yeah,
his routes. He's
It's
just
like-
going. It's like as soon as you see the cut, it's like.
Yeah,
I was guarding him, and I looked like I didn't know what I was doing. I knew what I was doing.
When you're
It's
guarding,
so
do you have
hard
to watch the player or do you have to watch the quarterback?
It's like
It's,
a
you
little
have to
bit of
see
both.
You have to like kind of.
oh my
You just have to
word.
make sure you know where you are, because like if you have to like swat the ball or something.
You ever seen in basketball how they do that? Like if they're by a wing and point guard has the ball, they're doing like they're like facing the
Yeah,
wing.
trying
But
to
they're
split
doing
them.
this.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I heard LeBron say that about Steph Curry. He was like, Curry is not dangerous when he has the ball. He's dangerous when he doesn't have
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he moves.
Because he's running around all the picks and stuff, getting everyone killed.
Yeah.
San Fran over Louisiana. Let's talk. Do you think you have a better time in San Fran than Louisiana?
Or California in general.
Just California in general.
No, California is so beautiful. Like it's such
Oh, yeah,
a pretty
sure.
state, and the sun was always shining in the summer. Oh my god!
Was
like,
it hot like it is here?
yeah,
or-
it's hot, but it's not humid hot. It's like it's an I don't know. It's a nice hot. It's like kind of the desert climate.
Was it like in the 90s still? Or
Yes. Sometimes I think one day it got up into the hundreds.
Really?
So yeah, we had a heat wave.
and you were comfortable? Man, I love that shit.
I have a cousin that lives there. I don't know, it's northern California.
Yeah, no.
Modesto. I don't know. It's in like this big lake area. I've never been there. First time I've been was at the beginning of this year.
Oh,
Yeah,
Because he
it's-
goes to LSU.
Justin?
Yeah, Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. It's just the culture there is also so different. Everybody there is international. So many Chinese people, so many Asians
Oh, yeah.
in general, so many Indians, so many
It's
Mexicans.
expensive over there, huh?
Like yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody there, like it's Silicon Valley, so everything's like tech based, and everybody's either works at Google or knows someone, or their mom works at Google.
Holy crap.
It's This is completely random and completely wrong, probably. Chinatown's not in California. Chinatown's in New York, right?
There's a Chinatown in San Francisco,
There is?
big Chinatown. Yeah, we walked.
I think it might be then.
Is that like an actual
There's like-
Chinatown,
there's like-
or is it like just...
It's like a
No,
replication.
it's China.
of
Yeah, no. It's
Oh,
China.
I think it might be
okay.
New York is the big
There's
one.
there's a big one in New York and there's
Okay.
a big one in San Francisco.
Also-
I didn't go to it. I think I went out. I think we drove
Also-
past it in a taxi.
Okay.
Like drove past like the general area of it. Because I went to like this was like 8th grade year. I went to Broadway up there because my uncle works on Broadway. So
Really?
yeah. So
You told me
Just
that.
low key, yeah.
just a little flex, okay? So we went there because his play for that year is 2018, 2019. They won a Tony for what is it? Musical of the Year, I think. That's what it was. So we went to go see that show and see SpongeBob and stuff. So that just a little side story. It was a side quest.
Oof.
That whole trip was a side quest.
Shout
out Brady.
Shout out Brady and your side
I heard it
quest.
smells really bad there.
In New York?
Yeah.
It depends on where you're at. Manhattan, yes.
Grant told me like...
I want to eat the pizza there again. We went to New York. That same trip where we came to Florida, I was in New York, but it was cold as balls.
Oh, I'm sure.
It was
For real?
it was snowing, and then we had a pizza, but I can't remember it.
Bro, how much did y'all spend on plane tickets for this trip?
A lot, but we didn't. Because we lived at my uncle's place, we didn't spend a lot on.
Oh,
So y'all
so-
could've... So we really wasn't that bad.
So it wasn't terrible.
Yeah, it was still bad because in New York, New York, we obviously stayed at a hotel, and that was.
Oh,
like,
yeah. But
My dad never speaks about my dad never speaks about finances. He's
But-
just like, yeah, I'm in the red right now. I'm like, oh,
Oh, no.
So great.
But he never mentions any numbers, and I honestly don't want to know. Like I have my own stuff to worry about. I don't want to worry about. Damn, Daddy, that's a lot.
So, if not tennis, then what do you think you would have stuck with? Even if it's not a sport, just
I wish I played golf earlier.
That's how I felt. Oh my
I think that's
gosh.
what everyone says. Like,
My mom tried to get me to play for the longest time, and I just never would.
it's so expensive though.
It's
like
same
here,
with tennis.
Here, I like there's like that vibe where it's like you gotta be really preppy to get into it.
Yeah.
Like that and
I
tennis,
think
I guess.
if it wasn't tennis, I really like team sports. I really like team sports. Tennis is, I love it, but I wish sometimes it was more of a team sport. It's so hard. And whenever I play doubles, it's like kind of the team thing, and I really like playing in team sports.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do you feel like you could like carry in doubles? Like if your teammate's bad, do you
Like
think
me?
you could, like do you think you like single handed? Yeah.
Like if I'm your
do
teammate.
you think you could like single handedly like win a game? Like, because I don't really like.
Yeah, I think if there's one strong player, and then especially because I know how the game is played,
Yeah.
I would be able to like intervene when it matters.
Guys,
Sometimes me and my dad, we played. Actually, now in California, my dad came to visit, and we played with my sister's host family, and like we paired it up. Me and my dad are both pretty good, so we split, and then I played with the mom, and my dad played with the dad.
Oh, okay.
And then they were both like the same level, but obviously like below our level. So my dad and I like kind of cooked the books on the score. Like we made it look so competitive, but me and my dad were in control the whole time. Like we would hit shots so that they would hit a certain shot, and then they would think, "Oh, I just hit such a good shot." Meanwhile, me and my dad are like winking at each other, like we just did we kind of cooked the game a little bit. We kept the score so close too, and then they have a lot of fun. But so it's easy for us to control the game because we can hit anywhere or how high or how fast.
It's like Wii Sports whenever you're younger and you got the Wiimote and all you do is you just use the back. Like you don't ever use the front. You just wait for the ball to come to the back guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to say, because like I know in basketball you can have a single player turn around a whole game if they hit like 5-3.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Tennis is kind of the same, but I must say in doubles, you do need it's the same. Like if you have one bad player, oh my word,
they can get abused.
Exactly.
There's nothing you can do about
exactly.
it. Oh, okay.
Like there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Like that's kind of.
But you can't win a game with the weekly. Exactly.
Oh man, that sucks. Yeah.
What about so you're dirty at pickleball, obviously because of
dirty.
tennis.
The Marno Glacier continues.
It's how it works. Right? That's just how these podcasts work. That's what they do. That's what you have to do as a good host. You glaze your guests. You make them look like a glazed donut just by the end of the day. All right. So
Top G stuff.
So you talked a little bit. So obviously, I know that you're good at pickleball because I played against you and with you.
Mm-hmm.
That is an example, first of all, of him carrying a doubles team. I'm okay at pickleball sometimes. I'm boom, I can hit it over, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, oh well, it's out of bounds now. Meanwhile, there's him behind me. You can even watch the short.
What, the spin on it, the little dirty spin?
I don't even know. He just hits it so hard. He just hits it so powerful. But you said you're transitioning more towards pickleball now.
Yeah, especially because I'm not playing as much competitive tennis. Competitive tennis is expensive as well, and competitive pickleball is just something like new, I guess. And I have a lot of fun with pickleball. A lot of tennis players are against it because it's taking up if there's a tennis club, they would take tennis courts out and put pickleball courts, and it's annoying. The sound is annoying. I can admit that the sound is so. A lot of tennis players are like, "Oh, it's okay. Like, what are you doing?" And I'm like, and I play both sides. I'm like, when I know I'm with tennis people, I'm like, yeah, what are these pickleball players doing? And then I'm with pickleball people, and they're like, oh, these tennis players, they think they're so good. I'm like, yeah, can you believe it?
Like that guy It's always at the pickleball court or the tennis courts.
Oh, the dude.
What's his name?
He was foreign, huh?
He's like Australian or
I
something.
told him I was like a triple. I told him I was like a 5-star player from like Europe or something. He was all.
He was like, he goes, you can't, you guys cannot leave your shit all over the court.
Yeah,
Like, we are not the only ones that use this court. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then Winston was like, yeah, I'm actually like from Europe. I'm a 5-star pickleball player. I had to move here.
No, tennis player.
Oh yeah, tennis player. I was so good that I moved to the United States because no
competition.
Exactly.
And it was just like, oh well, that dude is so mean. Like he's just rude for no reason.
What?
And it's like we're just trying to have fun on the other court, the one that he's not on.
Yeah.
He was our age at once. Like he should have understood.
I know, but he probably was in Australia whenever he was our age.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, whatever, right? But man, Marno, I gotta apologize in advance because there's a little bit more glazing that's gonna happen on this note card. Just a little bit.
Oh
Just a
no.
little bit.
Okay. Let me.
So there's obviously something that happens whenever people hear your accent. There's obviously something that happens. I know this kind of happened. We talked about this a little bit earlier, but
I know what you're asking. I think.
what? What?
Does it have to do with his accent and Riz?
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. How much does it contribute, do you think? And not just women, but like when you go to places and you want something special.
Yeah, it stands out. It's automatically something that people pick up like straight away, and that kind of gives me something that this guy's different. You know, he's not the same as this. So automatically it's like, it pulls a lot of attention quick. As far as Riz goes, I mean, I can have the accent and be the worst at talking to girls at the same time.
It doesn't matter.
It didn't. No, it doesn't. I don't know how to answer that. I don't think I have Riz at all. Like, I think the accent. I just do me. I'm pretty confident, and I don't think the accent. I don't use it as like a superpower. Like, oh, look at this.
You should though. You should.
No.
Maybe with a few fun time drinks.
Do I what?
Maybe with a few like fun time beers or something. Maybe it'll sound better.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe it gets a little smoother. But I wouldn't describe myself as. I had my first girlfriend now, like a year ago. I met her here at Southeastern.
Yeah.
Joe,
That was your first? I thought you were.
That was my first
I didn't know that she was your first. Oh.
Yeah, I've never had a relationship before her, and I don't. And she's also international, so it's kind of, I don't know if it was the accent or
Meant to be.
I don't know, because I mean, I don't find personally. I don't know if
Where's she
I find.
from?
Spain.
I don't know if I would find if I was from Spain or South Africa or France. I don't know if I heard old country Joe down here. I don't know if I would find that attractive. So
I think international. Actually, I think international girls like the American accent.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they always go for baseball guys. What is it with baseball guys?
Because they're all like the same.
Every freaking
They get the flowy hair. They're
baseball
usually
guys.
tall, lanky,
They always got
muscular.
Pit Viper glasses on.
Pit Vipers.
Exactly.
They drive the big
Even
old
my
trucks.
sister. My sister's like, oh, baseball guys.
Oh.
I'm like, what? Dude,
We already
all
lost.
that they do is that they try and hit a ball. Like, what? I mean,
It is really hard to hit though. Batting.
yeah,
Batting's
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 one of the
one
hardest
of the
things.
hardest things to do.
yeah, it is.
It's-
It's hard. It's hard.
Think about
man.
100
But you have
times,
like you train that, like that's the only thing you train like over and over and over and like that's the one thing you need to get good at is hitting.
That's true. I mean, I guess fielding too though.
Or pitching.
Fielding, yeah.
Yeah, that's also.
It's easier. I think it's easier to be good at fielding than
It
to
is.
be
No,
at batting.
definitely.
Because like you can still suck at fielding but be good at batting, and then vice versa. But then I think it matters a lot more
Yeah.
because you can't. If you're not batting, you need to be a pitcher pretty much.
Yeah.
Because like pitchers don't ever bat really. Not
Pitchers,
like
they never do. That is a
not
good
like
point,
high
actually.
school and up at least. They don't really
No, they
bat.
don't.
So I mean they do maybe every now and then, but like
Wait, how fast is like a serve? Like what's like a,
Oh, it's
what's like a
fast.
professional?
It's fast. I mean,
Like over
professional
100?
serves. No, they get over 100. I think average professional serve is around 130 miles an hour coming at you.
Yeah, we were
And
watching
then
the Open.
The big servers, I think like Ben Shelton is this young American. He served like 153 or 155
How the hell do you return that?
miles an hour. It's.
That is wild.
I mean, you just got to get your racket to it. You just have to like let it hit the ball.
Basically,
So,
yeah,
but that's what you
wall.
train that as well. Like we train that, but then Like you get people who serve flat, you get people who serve slice. Then the second serve is with kicks or like jumps. So it's like it's different too. And then they can.
You mean like curving and stuff?
Yeah,
Is
they
that what
can
you're
curve.
saying?
Yeah,
That's what you're
exactly.
saying?
They can either go flat and hard, or they can curve it. They can, and then they can curve it like they can either curve it into your body. They can curve it away from you. If it's a lefty, it's the opposite. They can curve it away from you on your backhand side, which is even harder.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, it's.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like, you know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like 2 torn ACLs and 3 broken
It
ankles.
does. That's a good point.
Because I like just playing pickleball against him, my ankles start to hurt. Like they both start cramping, and I'm like, I want to die. You know, I feel like
You
I should
gotta keep
be,
everything in the kitchen.
I feel like it should just be like
keep everything.
Yeah, but he was hitting everything back at me, like, and I was just like placing it this way, and then he gets there, hits it back at me, and then I place it the other way, and he hits it back.
That's what I do. I just like
You're like running.
And I felt bad. I didn't want to like obviously like just crush the point, like bang, and like boom, next point.
That's
he would get me in the corner, I'd run all the way over there, bang, hit it back, and he'd just be like, oh my word, coming back, he hits it, kind of little dink. I was like, you know, I'm running 10 miles by
We
the end
should
of
go
the
play
pole.
again. There's a lot of people who play at Southeast.
I know. We
I'll
should.
run it.
Wait, we can.
I'll definitely play.
We talked
I'll
about it right
definitely-
before you walked in.
Oh,
So
yeah?
we should go after the podcast.
Definitely.
We got 3 paddles right
Oh, we
behind
have
me.
to. Done.
God, easy money.
Threes? No, I'm kidding. I know it's
3s, yeah.
I know they
I
don't
think
do
there should
that.
be people playing it.
Probably there usually is. I mean, especially the whole campus outreach and stuff. Since being in America, this is my non-blazing question. Finally,
All right.
I'm so sorry,
I'll let you
my
have
viewers.
I'll let you have this.
So sorry to Winston. This is my formal apology. I've made a severe lapse in my judgment. What, since being in America, what do you think best food right now?
Best food?
Best food you've had since being in America?
I really like.
Give me-
I really like
Give me your top 3.
fast food.
Just in general, food that you've had.
Oh, okay. I really like Chipotle. Really like Chipotle. And
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't have Mexican food in South Africa.
What?
And yeah, Mexican food.
You go for bowls?
Yeah.
Nothing you can.
I,
so
I,
hard to
I
go
mix
off
it
the
up
bowl.
sometimes. Sometimes I go bowl. Sometimes like, nah, I want to hold this, like, put it in my mouth.
You tried. You did that on purpose. You did that on purpose.
So, I mean,
What's after Chipotle then?
that's a good question.
I don't know. I think
Chipotle.
Cane's pretty high up there. Huh?
You're right. Yeah, because actually, Canes is. Yeah, I would put Canes number. Let's put Canes number 3,
Okay.
and then
I respect.
because I think there's one that I want to put up above Canes. Canes is really good. I don't know, Chick-fil-A's. Chick-fil-A is like
Ooh, Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is really, really good. But
Chick-fil-A is like always good. Like
Yeah.
I feel
That's
like
yeah. I feel like it's not like
it's not top tier, but it's like always.
yeah. I feel
especially
that's what I
the
was gonna say.
fries
Yeah.
are sneaky.
The fries are good.
just-
Fries.
Sauce, bro. the
Fries are
chicken-
different.
Yeah, okay. I'll go Chipotle, Canes, Chick-fil-A.
I respect it. I respect it.
That's
That's
perfect.
that deserves
That was
a review.
well done, actually.
That's pretty. Do y'all how do y'all have necessarily like national foods for South Africa? Like, is there like something that we eat here
we-
basically that's from South Africa?
I don't know. We just cook a lot of meat. We eat a lot of meat. Like we barbecue. I mean, if my dad, no, if my dad could, like, we would barbecue like 5 out of the 7 nights. But I think we do it at least twice a week. We barbecue, and it's just the culture. That's again the culture. It's like it's not exactly. It's not so much about the food. It's the like atmosphere. Like it's a social thing to just barbecue.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So like my dad would crack a beer, I would crack a Coke. And then
the drinking age is 18 over there, huh?
yes.
So yeah,
You're
chilling.
But
we're all chilling actually.
I was definitely 18.
So it wasn't.
Liquid Death is a sponsor in this.
Oh yeah, Liquid Death. Murder Your Thirst. I really wish. Please sponsor us. If you ever see this video, I don't care how many followers I have. Just sponsor us. Please continue.
National foods. We have famous stuff like it's in Africa, Cook Sister or Pannenkoek.
That sounds really good.
Fate cook, which is like these like little doughy things, almost like you know what's the things, the biscuits in the morning. I mean, it's something. No, it's not actually not at all like that.
Is it actually a biscuit or is it?
No, it's not
not
actually a biscuit. It's pastry. It's like kind of.
Like,
It looks like a croissant,
oh,
but
scone.
you boil it. You cook it in oil.
Scone, but I don't think it is.
No, you cook it in oil. Like you cook it. Let me Google it.
Nothing to do with the cinnamon roll.
I don't know, man.
No, we have a couple of sweet things.
Of course, scones came to my mind though. I could eat 70,000 scones in one sitting. Remember when we did that thing this summer?
Fried dough.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. No. I know what that is. I've seen that.
I've seen that
I
too.
think you can edit
That
that.
looks good. That looks good.
Yeah, those are.
They might have it at Trader Joe's.
Wow.
Man,
It's like a Kringle almost, like a Danish Kringle.
like a. What did you got? Something from Starbucks today? What was it? Was it Danish? It was
Oh
like
yeah,
the-
cheese Danish.
The cheese Danish. Yeah. What was it?
Starbucks. Shout out to Starbucks.
Shout out to sponsors,
that
too.
thing is fire.
That was
is
good.
so good.
No,
There you
I
go.
think the baked Gouda sandwich is the best for sure.
What?
Bacon Gouda.
Doesn't
bacon Gouda
everything at
eggs.
Starbucks cost like $50?
No, I mean,
Not
Not
that
necessarily.
expensive.
no, not really. I mean, a $5 meal, $5.
Not if you have a meal swipe. Shout out to these.
Yeah. Thanks for giving us a lot of free
I
things.
don't have any bill swipes here.
No, yeah, you don't. You're not even supposed to be here, really. I'm sure.
I
I'm
mean,
surprised you.
My parking spot. I
We-
put the ticket on my car.
Yeah. To be totally honest, I mean, we got his guest pass and everything. We put him in faculty parking. We think that that's right, and
There better not be a ticket.
they said
I
something.
don't, I think even if you get a ticket, and if you take the ticket to them and say, "Hey, I was just a guest for the day," they're like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah, I don't care.
my bad."
Yeah.
Because I mean, and even if they don't take it back, like it's $25 probably. Because like unregistered vehicle for me was $25. Parking in upperclassmen parking as a freshman got me a $50 ticket, which is still annoying, but like But again, if you don't pay the ticket, you should be fine because you don't go here. Because like I know that we can't graduate or we can't finish the semester if we don't pay our tickets.
But yeah, they don't release like your grades.
But then like, what's he gonna do? Like, what are they gonna do to him if he
No,
doesn't
exactly
pay?
that.
They'll just call up LSU and they'll be like, "Yeah, this kid's cooked."
They're gonna watch the podcast and be like, "Get him
We
out."
got it on video.
He's done.
He admitted it.
Is that everything on the card? I think that's everything on the card.
Do I get
Well,
my
Marno,
question again?
if you want to, but I gotta thank Marno.
Could you see Marno driving a Cybertruck? Yes or no? Leave a comment.
I shook my head. No.
Oh man,
Come on, man.
Marno, great podcast. We get shorter every single episode. We're at 51 minutes right now, which is probably more like 49 when I wrote it.
Dude, we got so much out of it, though.
Yeah, we did. We
Yeah,
got
we
a good bit. But thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you for showing
Thanks for having me.
And yeah, Marno will hopefully be in a video one day.
Maybe.
You have to.
Quarterback.
Bro, you have to be.
Wait,
No, but wait, let's go play golf.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
golfing.
Let's go golfing
With Patrick.
with Patrick.
No, we need to get Patrick out
Cangy,
to Mike.
let's call it to you.
Mike's,
make a video
Mike's vlog
tomorrow
coming out.
night. Yeah, Mike's vlog.
My name is Marno, and this
We
will
want-
be after 3 drinks. This will be after 4 drinks.
And he's just completely sober the whole time. 'Cause it's just completely fine. He's like, oh yeah. This is me after 12 drinks. And he's like, yeah, I can do another.
All right.
See y'all. Subscribe, etc. You get it.
Peace.